A post-race interview conducted with Omar Mcleod upon failing to make the Jamaican Paris Olympic team seems to imply that this may be the end of his illustrious 110-meter hurdles career, and possibly the beginning of something quite interesting. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. To drop a video each one today here in Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit the like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yep. Good to go. Well, Omar Mcleod, the former world and athletic champion, was distraught because he was unable, even with a season's best, to make the Jamaican men's Paris Olympic team in his pet event, the men's 110 meters hurdles. This was a doozy of a contest, and in fact, well, as it is with almost all the sprint events when it comes to the Jamaica National Championships, it was a tough run to try and make this team. Mcleod was distraught. The finals of the men's 110 meters hurdles at the Jamaica National Championships 2024 was as follows. Rashid Broadbell won in 13.18 seconds, with Orlando Bennett running the same time of 13.18 to take the second spot. Hansel Parchment, the defending Olympic gold medalist, ran 13.19 to take third. Tyler Mason at 13.22, and Omar Mcleod, with a season's best, came fifth with a time of 13.22. That's how difficult it was to make this Paris Olympic team.
The individual introductions. Athletes on their mark: Ammonius, Campbell, Mason, Parchment, Broadbell, Bennett, Mcleod, Phillips, and they're off. And look at Hansel Parchment on the inside. Tyler Mason is running well. Hansel Parchment comes through now. Where is Rashid Broadbell? It's Parchment and Mason. Look on the outside at Orlando Bennett. Broadbell comes through in the middle as well.
Mcleod, who was clearly distraught in a post-race interview, had some very interesting things to say.
You're 30 years old. You have another chance. I mean, hurdlers can go on for a long time.
Yes.
You said last night that you refound your passion for hurdling. Do you see yourself in 4 years coming back here to fight for another spot for the Olympics?
Maybe not hurdles, my friend, because to be honest, I fell out of love with hurdles because I've won everything in hurdles at a very young age, and it was very hard to find motivation for hurdles. And especially knowing that I have the talent for other events, and I really wanted to explore that over my career. And I want to give myself a chance to do that. This one was to try to give myself a shot for the hurdles again, but I think moving forward,
we still love you, Megan Tucker. We will never forget.
The sprint, yes.
We should never forget.
You feel like
always in our heart.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely.
There's much left in your time. Thank you.
It's there. You know, I've always known that, but I just never gotten the opportunity and the chance to really explore that, and I really want that for myself.
Working with Coach here in Italy along with Brittany, tell me a little about that experience, because it seems like you found a new life in that, all of that space, that new energy.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what that has been like for you.
I like I said, I found a new life. I wanted to give myself a brand new start, and I knew I wanted to run familiar faces and people that I really adore and enjoy, and that would make it easier. And I went to Italy, man. I took the risk and I took the blind faith, and I fell in love with the place. I found friends there, I found a community, I found family, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it thoroughly.
Representing Puma,
World Championship next year, so we expect to see you come back to the 100 tomorrow with 9 seconds.
Yeah. Plus I appreciate it.
Yeah, so, well, congratulations. I mean, just give it your best shot.
second
And looking forward
and receiving the silver medal.
So,
Representing Puma, Orlando Bennett.
Now, what's he talking about? Well, he said it, the men's 100 meters, and he does have a personal best of 9.99 seconds in this event, which he set on the 23rd of April, 2016.
Very clean start. Look at John Peters of Oklahoma State. Here comes Jerry Lawson of Arkansas.
Presently, to qualify for the men's 100 meters, he will have to pass the likes of Kishane Thompson, Oblique Seville, Akeem Blake, a new sub-10 runner, Brian Level, and several other athletes that we're not even going to get into. Is this a possibility? Nothing is impossible. He's 30 years old, so that's a little challenging, but it's not impossible. Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. What I found interesting is that Glenn Mills seemed to have commented and seemed to have said, well, yeah, I mean, if he wants to run 100 meters, he believes that he does have the flat speed to do so. And the truth is, if in 2016 he ran 9.99 seconds, that's pretty impressive by any standard. Running sub 10 is just pretty impressive. Now, running sub 9.90, more impressive. Running sub 9.85 is even more impressive. Is it possible? Look, I am a positivist, so I think most things are possible if you have the discipline. And there are a few things that we have to talk about, honestly. It's very evident that something is off with Omar Mcleod. Well, certainly we know that 2 years ago he didn't make the team. 3 years ago he didn't make the team. 2 years ago he didn't make the team. We do know that a year ago he had issues. He lost a very, very close relative, and it really impacted him psychologically. But what's really interesting about this interview, what I thought, to me, the most important thing here, and we constantly talk about the importance of the psychology of the athlete. That if the athlete is at their physical peak, at the best of the best that they can possibly be, if they're at world record peak, but if their mind is not right, it simply isn't going to work. 2 years ago, we did something very extensive that some people are offended by about Sha'Carri Richardson. We said until she got her head right, she would never be a factor. She got her head right, she's a factor. I've said in the past that I believe, I may be completely wrong, I've never yet met a young man, that Oblique Seville needs to believe in himself. And I have said since he beat Noah Lyles, I think it's going to be very difficult for Noah Lyles to beat him again. I personally believe this. Once he travels well, because apparently that's an issue for him, meaning Oblique Seville, and once his mind is right, because the truth is, you can see it with Sha'Carri. Sha'Carri beat the big three, well, 2 of the big 3, and it boosted her self-confidence. I mean, she was always super talented. We knew this. But what really struck me about Omar Mcleod is that he said he lost his passion for hurdling years ago because he had accomplished everything. And he's right. World champion, Olympic champion, sub 10. I think he still has record for the fastest Jamaican all time. I still think he's the greatest Jamaican hurdler we've ever produced. I mean, no one has done what he's done thus far, so he definitely is the Jamaican. He's still the national record holder. He's done a lot of stuff, and Omar is just 30 years old, so he's a very, very young man. And it's evident that something is happening with him psychologically, because it's not his talent. Look, people, he had about 4 or 5 races, and he was able to produce a season's best in the finals of 13.22. It just happened to have been in the finals where Orlando and Rashid ran 13.18. Tyler Mason also ran the same time. I mean, it's the same time that he ran, which is 13.22. So if you openly now state that you have lost your passion for something, because he said, I haven't found out my passion for the hurdles. That's what I heard. I've just found out my passion for track and field in general. And it seems to me as if what's on his mind and his heart is to run the 100 meters. I remember I'm dating myself now, way back in the day when the all-time greatest basketball player, Michael Jordan, some might say it's the other young man now, but we're talking about back in the day. He said he lost his passion for basketball, and I think he did, what did he do? He played baseball. He wasn't very good at it, and he eventually came back to the sport that he truly loved. Ultimately, what I'm saying is very simple. If the athlete has himself lost passion for hurdling, we're wasting our time. Let him go ahead and do what he wants to do. He may rediscover his passion for hurdling. But if he no longer has the drive to do so, then I know that emotionally many of us would like to see him do that, but we're wasting time. If your head isn't right, nothing else is going to be right in your life. That's just it. That's the truth. And an athlete without passion is like a shell. So I say, go for it, Omar. Let's see what you can do in the 100. It's going to be a massive uphill battle. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Have we seen the end of his hurdling? I am not going to say that just yet. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button. Remember, your warriors, kings, and queens. Bless up!